Sup? It's Hallie. Back to Lakria Legends. When we last left off, we were hunting unicorns, and we still are. My goodness. But after last time, I decided to take a peek inside, my save file in RPG, the actual program RPG Maker, to see what my, actual shell count total is. And it is accurate to what's shown on the stream right now. We have 2 shells, which are the 2 that were left over from buying the 99 rewards on Fairy Island. I don't know how the math worked out exactly that way, but there are no spare shells to worry about. So I recalculated how many more we need to earn to get our remaining skills, and I applied that to our unicorn totals. So even though we didn't find 47 up to this point necessarily, we need to close that gap up to 75 to have the task done regardless. And of course, we're still going to be reading bestiary entries along the way, as long as we read some. If we read 10 at the start of the stream here, and then another 10 with every 5 unicorns we get, then we'll have cleared the whole thing by the end of the thing, and that's exactly what we wanted. So basically, we're right on track. I do believe this is where we stopped. With Colossus, the protector of the essence of Earth. This construct is the product of an ancient technology. It drops all kinds of stuff. So many stuff it's like falling off the page. There's the Duelist, a misfit ruffian that roams the streets of Elfhard. Don't make eye contact or it's time to duel. What is he, a pocket launcher now? There's the Sapper. These bandits hide in the alleyways waiting to strike and hold up bystanders for their coin. But he's using like a dagger, not a sap. Yes, the sap is like a little club thing spy people use. There's the Ranger. These archers are specialized in shooting different types of arrows. Deal with them first. Why, though? Why? You know, I guess they drop an apple because of, like, the old, shooting apples off people's heads with arrows thing. Maybe. Elfarian Knight. These are the front row rank soldiers of the Elfhard militia. Be wary of their battle tactics. I don't remember them having any, really, but we also kind of just destroyed them. Seri, the Corrupted. Negative energy has taken a strong hold of Seri, on Seri. She is now granted deadly shower magic. And that was the last of her. Misha. The legendary mammoth with the freezing winds. It is known to only obey Serene and Crystalla. Of course, it didn't listen to her whenever we were fighting it. Oh wait, she was unconscious, never mind. Shade. A shade is born when one's soul surrenders to the darkness. They are negative energy beings. Clinger. Clingers swoop down from the ceilings to carry their enemies and drop them off platforms. It's pretty rude. And the Lost Soul. These souls wander through the chamber looking for hosts to possess and take over. Okay, so that's those guys. Let's go find more unicorns. Oh, I didn't set up Troubadour yet. Hold on. I'll do that real quick so we can listen to music that isn't this same stuff we've heard over and over again. I forgot where I put it. Crap. I go to games, documents, games. Is it in games? Maybe it's not there. Maybe it's just in documents. It was just in documents. It's fine, don't worry about it. Got a volume mixer, mute Lakria. Shut up, Lakria. We've had enough of you. Oh, but I do need to, adjust the volume of Troubadour so you can actually hear it. Can I just put it to 100 and be fine? I probably can. And if I can't, oh well. I already did it. Press start. And we want to hit control on the right, set it auto. There we go, yeah. It's showing on the stream. Perfect. Good. I do need to move Troubadour so I can see the chat fully, though. There we go. Gotta keep an eye out just in case someone says something. I doubt they will, but you know, no sense being pessimistic. Hey, welcome to the ADLC player person. Thanks for stopping by. I didn't even change the title to tell people to do that, and you still did. So how's it going? well... Is that a well as in things are going well, not that, or a well as in I'm leading up to telling you how things are going? You're doing good. Glad to hear it, man. I'm alright. Could be better, could be worse. Got all caught up with things today, finally, so I'm back on my regular timetable, and that's kind of a huge relief. It's just been a really long stretch of trying to make up for lost time on things, and I rejiggered my schedule today to figure out what still needs done, and it turned out everything was basically fine. And now we're just looking for unicorns. It's raining. Failed to escape. I guess I should kill all the things. Oh, I didn't mean to pick lunar form. Waste of a turn. Do that. Oh wait, no. What was your thing that hits everybody? Colossal Fissure, was that it? Yeah, that one. Not that it's very effective against the stinking plants. Just die, plants. Oh, criminy. There. Yeah, between Peace and Serene, I guess they're dragging down our overall speed, making it harder to flee from enemies. Like, don't escape, just defend. Not being able to hear the cursor moving, I do have to, like, consciously watch where it is on the screen and make sure I pick defend as opposed to anything else. Alright, there's our first unicorn of the stream. Let's put it on the board. Not there. Up here. That one. Yeah. 48th unicorn. Save. I guess I can restore anything. What? Put it in the bag. Not what I wanted. Nope. How far are in this game? I believe I told you last time, we're at the end of the game. We could go fight the final boss right now, but we're grinding up unicorns to get these enchanted bags to get rainbow seashells to get the last of our skill upgrades. Because it's a hundo run. Wouldn't it be a hundo if we didn't get all this crap? But the end is in sight. It'll probably be like 2 or 3 streams tops to finish this thing off. I'm hoping it'll go faster because we can get these unicorns pretty quickly at this point. Hope you don't mind using Shiro and your parody mod that you're working on. I made them publicly available for a reason. You are more than welcome to use him. Pt.30 too. I don't care. In fact, those Week in Paradise people could put their video back up because I no longer have a claim staked there. I'd rather they didn't. I'm not gonna tell them that they could. But they could. You just thought you would ask anyways. I do appreciate it. And hey, ask me to play it when you're done. I'd be more than happy to check that out. Even if it's just some silly meme mod or something. There's our seashells. So I can't help but notice the game is running a little smoother today than it's been. I don't know what's up, but I did quit Teams before I started this. See, I've taken to shutting down my laptop when I'm done using it, so that it's not hogging power while I'm not using it. Basically, I noticed that my laptop, even when it's on standby, uses like an absurd amount of power for some reason. Like if it's just sitting closed but still on, and it will be continually draining power, and you'll open it like a few hours later and it'll be like half battery or something. And I was like, well, that means this thing's just wasting my power all the time. So what I did was I started shutting it down and leaving it unplugged when I'm not using it, so that it's not draining power out of the wall on a constant basis for no reason. But since that means I'm constantly shutting down and starting up my laptop, for whatever reason, Microsoft Teams is included in its startup programs, and I've been meaning to like look up the list of those and just get it off of there because I never use Teams on this computer. I never even specified to have it put Teams on there in the first place. It's one of those sneaky, annoying things that companies like Microsoft do to make you use their things. But anyway, yeah, Teams is closed right now, and I can't help but wonder if that was one of the reasons why the game was just lagging to hell all the time. Like, look how much smoother this is compared to other streams. It's ridiculous. Alright, we couldn't flee you. I guess we're killing them. I should double check the levels of my dudes to make sure, like, the people who need levels the most are getting them. Because I don't plan on killing things unless we actually can't successfully flee. Oh, sweet, Cynthia's theme. Cynthia rules. Alright, so Serene's level 78. Leon is 79. Peace is 78. I don't think these have changed since last time. Lena is 79. And Knight is still 76. Okay, so yeah, we want our 78s and 76. You. And you. These are the people who are already there. I should have just had faith. That's okay. Didn't hurt to check. Blech. Just taking a drink. Let's just got me with my pants down. No. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from game design. Not a very long break, but a break. Because, let's see. As I had mentioned just a little bit ago, when I was rejiggering my schedule and all that, an activity I had previously done to get organized with something, I decided was close enough to a game design activity to count as that sort of thing. So the block of time that I needed to make up for things got eaten up by that, and came out of my game design schedule, so it's only going to set me off for like a week or so. I'm like 10 sessions ahead as far as my schedule is concerned. So I get all my weekdays off from game design for this week and next week, and then everything's back to normal. No big deal, really. I'll still be doing game design on the weekends because, since all of its time is going into art anyway, I try not to do art more than twice a day because it just gets to be a bit much. I've really not been into doing art lately. I'm trying to move forward with it anyway. I'm on top of, like, my thumbnails and stuff at the moment. Oh no, another unicorn tree. I forgot to open that other enchanted bag. Just kind of went with it. Oh yeah. I feel like I could use a break from game design for the moment anyway, because things have gotten extra tedious in the Pokemon Hunter database as I've been making my update to it. It's coming right along. It's just a bit of a mess. Okay, so we got yet another unit. Where am I? I'm trapped in the foliage. Okay. Let's drop save. Drop save. Maybe heal first. Heal. Save the game. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll open the first enchanted bag. Then we'll look at the bestiary. Then we'll open this. How's that sound? I hope it's not. Wow, we got the shells just like that. I like this part of the RNG chart we're on. Okay, let's read the book. But more monsters. We hit 50th unicorn. Alright, so now we're on the Rager. Ragers are hulked up malevolent demons. Don't get a Rager mad, you wouldn't like it. I would assume their default emotion is mad. Ogren, a clan of brutes that first discovered Fairy Island. They are war-driven and hot-headed. Well, how could they be the first to discover Fairy Island if the fairies already lived there? Like, I would assume that the fairies... Well, did the fairies move in later? But wouldn't it be called Ogren Island then? Oh, forget it. Oops, I went too far ahead. Morok, a clan of fighters that coexist with Ogren. They appear to be far more intelligent. Oh, that's not saying much, man. Deku toads are very poisonous. They cannot loaf on lily pads without corroding them. Gross. I wonder if they meant to actually put the full name as Deku Toad, and somehow it's just Deku. There's that thing we've been looking for. Unicorns are extremely elusive and shy. Seeing one is said to give 10 years of luck. Man, I'm up to a lot of years of luck at this point. Midnight. The dark side of a unicorn. If you see this form, then you probably pissed it off. Yes, indeed. Rockgut. The former chieftain of the Ogren, he is capable of lifting double his own weight. He's like an ant, except ants can lift even more than that. Queen Orla. The tainting negative energies have taken the Queen of Fairies herself, too. Yeah, she drops the wind there. The Keeper. They defend the tower all day and night. Talk about rock-hard determination. Talk about annoying enemies. These guys sucked. They had no weaknesses. No wonder they were so annoying. Neosite. No one knows how these machines originated. They are powered by light itself. Somebody must know. They had to have made it. It's a machine. Crystar. I guess maybe no one left on Earth knows. Well, left on Lakria. Whatever. Crystars are formed by the crystal particles in the clouds. They are proficient in magic. I will accept that explanation and not question any further. Alright, let's open that other enchanted bag. Enchanted bag. This is yet another excellent song from Pokemon Black and White. That came out a lot of great battle music, man. Good stuff, just all around. There are only like 2 battle themes in there that I don't really enjoy very much. And I must say they're both in the end, actually. It's like when you're fighting N and when you're fighting Gitsis. Those are the only 2 songs that don't do it for me. All the rest are just really awesome. And even those songs I've kind of come to appreciate over time. Just still don't like them quite as much as like this theme. Oh, right, that... I had forgotten. Alder's theme as the champion. I don't like that one either. That one just doesn't have the tone of a champion battle that I would prefer. It's kind of derpy, too. I don't know exactly what I mean by that. That's just my sentiment, my opinion on the song. It's fine if you like it. Another unicorn! Goodness, they're throwing themselves at us. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Put it on the board. It's so easy to forget. I keep going to click on game, and I click Troubadour instead. Actually, that might be for the best. I can't help but wonder if that's part of the reason the game isn't lagging like it was. Hard to tell what makes this game lag or not. Pokemon Black battle themes in a row, good grief. It's probably because they're all listed as 5 in the thing. Because we've got Cynthia's normal theme in there, and that was 5 Cynthia, because it's Cynthia from Gen 5. And then that was also Elite 4 from Gen 5. And this would be Legendary Pokemon from Gen 5, so yeah. That's how they all ended up next to each other. You get more songs in there. Just theoretically start with 5. Just split them up. Wait, what am I doing? Don't run away too fast. Don't need to fight anymore. I'm so strong already. So as I was saying about like art and stuff, yeah, I'm back to working on my next comic. Because at the moment I'm caught up on thumbnails, but that's going to change pretty rapidly, I think. I don't know if Night Rain will hold up for another full session of Doki Doki. I don't know how long the mod is. It doesn't seem like it would be that long, but there might be enough between like all the options on the days, and it doesn't sound like the plot's quite close to resolving or anything. But I can't imagine it's going to be a very long mod. If it lasts one more session, it certainly won't last 2, I don't think. So basically I'll need to make a thumbnail for that sometime soon. I'm like on the cusp of finishing, what was it? Wishing Stars, Winter Wishes. There's only one level left of that to do, and if that takes me 2 hours to do, I'm just gonna cry. That final stage is so brutal. I think so. I think so about what exactly? About Night Rain? And its length? Its duration? I have no idea. It seems like the sort of mod that would be medium length at tops. And whether we're done with Spelunky Editor Plus or not is all going to depend on whether I can get anything from my queue off of RMN, which I have yet to investigate. I'll have to take a look at that sometime soon. I'll probably do it in my off hours this week at work. See if any of the games in my queue have their downloads available. And if they do, perhaps we will go ahead. You never played that mod, it didn't catch your attention? Yeah, I didn't read the description or anything, but it's sort of a horror mystery mod. And I'm really digging it. I'm apprehensive of what might happen because, my goodness, people are dying in horrible ways. Thankfully none of them are the Dokis, but who knows? It might be them. They might get victimized, and that would be sad. Dead Dokis are not good Dokis. But I guess we'll see what happens. It's been building a lot of intrigue, and I quite appreciate that. Very spooky, very atmospheric. I still need to review Undercurrents. I've got a bunch of reviews I need to write. Just haven't been in a writing mood lately. That's an unfortunate property of myself I wish I could change. It would be nice if I could just write at the drop of a hat, but sometimes I'm just too mentally drained or too worried about other things. I've just got too much on my plate. There are all kinds of factors that make it difficult for me to write. And that sucks. I've got, like, 2 comics I need to review, and Undercurrents, and I want to say there's, yeah, I've got an SMPX thing to review, and when I finish Winter Wishes, that'll need reviewed too. Just a lot of things. A lot of things. Put that unicorn on the board. Unicorn. 52. I can't feel my number pad. Where's the thing? There. Got it. Thanks, unicorn. Thanks for being you. You can also check it based on our seashells. That was our 5th unicorn for the stream. Go. Seashells on the board. Let's go get more unicorns. 5 unicorns in half an hour? Not too shabby. Kind of looking forward to playing Aiden again. I recently resumed my challenge run in A+. I was actually having a decent time with it. I feel I've been away from it long enough. Of course, we're not going to be starting that after this stream. Or after this stream series, rather. We've still got another set of Lisa's stuff to get through before then. But when we do, I think I will probably enjoy it. I'm back to only playing it for 1 hour a week, as it currently stands. That's a pretty good pace to not get burned out on a thing. Should I also fight with them when I surprise the enemy? I mean, it would be slower. But we would get a little bit more experience. Just a little bit more at a time. Me just looking for more excuses to kill things. Unicorn! Go. 53rd unicorn. 53. Get over there, you. Save the game. Open the bag. Started playing Smash Online again for the first time in a long time. I mean, I've been playing against CPUs for the longest time, just clearing the main body of content in Ultimate. But for the first time in like literal years, I played Smash online, and you know, I did okay. I didn't win a lot of the fights, but I still had a good time, and the lag was not unbearable most of the time, despite my internet connection being Comcast's worst package, which is really not great. But, you know, you work with what you got, and that wasn't too bad. The current mod you're streaming is Turquoise. Neato! Oh, is that going? Smash? It is going! I was playing as, like, the me Sword Fighter, and the me Gunner, and Rosalina, and Luma. Because I play the entire roster, and I just kind of go down, or across them in order. But I also mix to the Miis in there, because, like, I've got 33 Miis of each type. And I was like, I'm not going to play all 33 Miis every time I come to them on the roster, so I'll just space them out so that I visit a group of, like, 8 Miis every time I get to the end of, like, one normal game's roster. So, I'll play the original Smash roster, and then I'll play a batch of Miis. And then I'll play Melee's roster, and then a batch of Miis. And, Brawl's roster, and a batch of Miis, etc., and so forth. Another unicorn has been located and harvested. I don't know if harvested is the right word for that. We got it. Yeah, it's pretty good fights though. It's really weird though. Like, the fights I like least are the 3 people free-for-alls, because, like, I never know who to really focus on in those, and it seems like there's always one person who's intent on camping and stealing the kills, swooping in once the people have taken enough damage. And I try to go after those people, but because they're intentionally camping, that also means they're playing on the defensive, and that makes it hard to approach them. You're kind of just playing their game at that point. My preferred way of playing online is, like, timed battles with teams. So it's like 2v2 timed, not stock. Like, stock can be nice and all, but I prefer that everyone gets to, like, play until the end of the match. And if it's a team 2v2, you don't have to worry about getting ganged up on so much. Like, if it's a stock battle of any sort with teams, and your partner dies, you're just out of luck. It becomes a 2v1, and that's not super fun. If you're really good, you can still pull that off, but it's certainly not easy. Not an ideal situation by any stretch. But yeah, I just have, like, my preferred rules set just that way. It's basically what Floor Glory used to be on Smash 4. Timed, 2 minutes, teams, 2v2, and, I think I set it to Battlefield forums? I can't remember. Wow, Knight almost two-shot that snake. Fails to escape. It's because Peace and Serene are so dang slow. Yeah, got an itch in my ear. Super annoying. Can't fix it while my headphones are on. Can't really interact with the game while I'm trying to fix it either. Jeez. What else is happening? Still moving forward with my adding music to this program project. Today I added the battle themes from Pokemon Platinum, and all the other stuff from Platinum too. I'm surprised how many songs there are that are unique to Pokemon Platinum. There's like 38 of them, I think it was. I also added the music from Deltarune to the other folders, but that doesn't really affect the battle list, because I already had the battle themes from Deltarune in here for the longest time. Now, all the rest of the songs are sorted into their various folders for locations and such. I was continually reminded just how good the soundtrack for Deltarune is. Cody is such a talent. So I got back into buying Pokemon cards recently. I finally figured out a way I wanted to handle that. I think I might have talked about it a little bit last time. Basically, like, every other week I want to set out to buy some cards, and I wanted to include packs in that, because packs are fun. Even though they're a stupid way to collect them, I enjoy it. And I also want to make, like, targeted purchases, finding cards that I'm specifically missing, like, go to a storefront that has one, and then see whatever else I can get while keeping it under 10 bucks is basically the idea. Oh, but man, last week, when I was buying cards, things got a little kooky crazy. I was looking for a pack to buy online, because you can get them cheaper online than in person, basically anywhere. Oh, person said something, hold on. Episode 2 of Yuri and Kodo is coming along. Slow, but coming along. Good to hear that progress is being made, my dude. I have no idea whether it will be done before I would get to it or not, because it all depends on the length of these games in my queue. I don't know if there are any particularly long mods still waiting for me to play them, but there might be. But anyway, I was looking for packs online, and I was comparing prices here and there, and I still had, like, this free trial of Amazon Prime to get free shipping. And I was like, well, I might as well put that to use, and I got a pack off of Amazon. Unfortunately, the person selling it seems to be fairly sketchy. Like, they have this weird split in their feedback where it's like 60% 1-star reviews, 40% 5-star reviews, and then this weird smattering in between. And that made me suspicious. I decided to, like, scope out what people were saying, and, like, most of the 1-star reviews were that the thing just didn't arrive. Or that it took a long time to get there. Which certainly seems to be the case, because it's taking them, like, 2 weeks to send me this thing. Which is way too long for something like that in the mail. You already gave it to Zero to play. Right now he's playing the Jam mods. Oh, is that what he's up to? But anyway, the reason I went with this seller is because their listing, it was priced for and seemed to describe only 1 pack, but the body said 5 packs, and I was like, well, if there is even a chance that this person is going to somehow send me 5 packs for, like, $3.50, and their feedback is like a coin toss whether it comes or not, I figured the investment was worth the chance. We'll just have to see how that turns out. But, in the meantime, I noticed that Amazon also offered me a $100 gift card if I signed up with their Visa. And I was like, ooh, so what you're saying is I can get $100 worth of Pokemon cards for free for a credit line I will basically never use and never be paying stupid amounts of interest on. So I was like, yeah, sign me up, and wanting to take advantage of my free Prime trial before it ran out, because it was going to run out at the end of the week, I went about looking for more cards to get. But the thing is, Amazon is not the best place to be buying cards specifically, because, like, I did a generic search for Pokemon cards and sorted them, like, least expensive to up, and, like, the least expensive cards they offer are, like, reverse holo cards for $1. And I was like, that's a ripoff. It's not worth getting those. So I decided to browse around and see how I might best spend my money instead. And I found this one storefront that was selling packs of cards in bundles of 8, where the cost of the whole package was like less than $30. So that works out pretty good as far as like pack prices go. So I grabbed a few of those. One was like Paradox Rift, and another was Obsidian Flames, and the third one was Temporal Forces, I think. You just want to see his reactions to some moments in your mod. Man, that's all the fun of watching Let's Plays. That's why I don't watch quiet Let's Plays of my own mods. There's no reason to watch them. I want to hear what the people have to say. Unless they're absolute morons like the last guy who played Take-Two. But anyway, got all those cards. That ate up most of the $100. So that was close to finishing off. I decided to buy this, like, tin package that gets you, like, a Miraidon X card and 5 other packs besides. It was like 20 bucks. Still a pretty decent price for the packs, and I had wanted a tin anyway. So that put it over 100, and the tax put it up to like 112. But you know, since the 100 was basically free, I got the whole thing for just 12 bucks. Almost 300 cards for 12 bucks. That arrived on Thursday, but when it got here, there was a tin. The tin was there, and I was like, yeah, this is what I wanted, but I didn't realize. I had thought there was like a smaller tin within a larger tin was how it goes, but no, the larger thing was the tin itself, and I was like, oh, I had meant to get a mini one. So I ended up ordering one of those as well, which also comes with like 2 packs, but I couldn't get that one for a little more, or less than $12 as well. I'm just glad I was able to fit it all in with the free shipping, because it would have cost me a lot more to do if I didn't have the free shipping. How many cards have I collected so far? Currently it's around like 4,200. I don't know how many new ones are in the packs. Probably a lot, but I'm pacing out my opening of them, because I don't intend to buy more card packs for the rest of the year. But yeah, my card collection, it's over 4,100 as it currently stands. And the new cards will probably push it up by a few hundred. But the cards I'm missing, there's still like 13,000 of them. Because there are so many card sets. I stopped collecting at the end of Gen 3. Like, the first Gen 4 set was the last one I collected until just recently. So it's like, what, 6 generations of Pokemon cards I skipped? I didn't even realize how many sets there were until I started tallying up. And like, there are over 100 card sets in that dang thing, and most of them have over 100 cards in themselves anyway. Some of them have multiple hundreds in these modern sets, but they're also, like, really inexpensive. So even though I'm done buying packs for the year, I am going to be making targeted purchases to fill holes in my collection, and even just going 10 bucks every 2 weeks, I should be able to get a ton of cards. Because, like, the common and uncommon cards, they're like a matter of cents. Like, 1 cent for a common card, 2 to 5 cents for an uncommon, maybe. They're really not very pricey, and even the rare cards, unless they're, like, really popular for one reason or another, it's pretty easy to get them. That's only, like, the real serious business cards that get into pricey territory. But I'm hoping to fill a lot of holes very rapidly, and just get a frankly absurd number of cards. Hobbies! They're fun. You know, I forgot to read 10 bestiary entries when we hit our 55th unicorn, didn't I? Let's do that now. Looking at... well, we already read the auger. Stoneox. When a keeper gathers enough stone, it forms into a Stoneox. What a giant! Keeper? Wait, was that what these guys were? Oh yeah. So they do kind of like evolve into these. Screech. These creatures soar the skies in search of food. Their sonar waves are deadly. We marvel. These huge stone masses have been given life from the energy of the tower. You say so. Fujini. These mythical spirits live high above in the clouds. Maybe they can grant wishes. I doubt it. Sunrider. Legends say that Sunriders carry the light with them to give to the lands below. Or maybe it's the sun. Mystagon. These dragons are said to have been the spawn of one of the 4 wise dragons. Aedis. The ultimate machination of the tower. Aedis is known as a marvel of humanity. Fenrir, the watcher of nature. Fenrir is said to only reveal itself to one heart. Efreet, the watcher of fire. Efreet's flame is said to burn hotter and brighter than 1,000 suns. That's a lot of suns. Jiro, the watcher of water. Jiro is said to be the wisest of all the watchers in the knowledge. Terra, the watcher of earth. Terra has mentored Peace ever since he was a young boy. We read this one earlier. We were supposed to skip for now. Oh well. Alright, did I already save the game? Let's open that enchanted bag. Already up to 90 of these things. Bag is empty. Boo! Gooey. Man, now that I'm done with my, like, Pokemon card story, I'm like, what am I supposed to talk about? Ah, crud. Let's see, Still working on my GoldenEye thing. I finally beat the archives, and I went back for Frigate, even though I didn't really need to. I properly cleared it. It was actually a lot easier, now that I had a good technique for getting through the whole thing without making a terrible mess. Archives, though. Archives was a nightmare. Had to really, get used to, like, the guards' patrol routes to make sure I wasn't getting snuck up on. And make sure I was taking care of certain guards at certain times. And not getting blown up with their rocket launchers. But man, since part of the challenge for that run is to blow up everything that can be blown up, it was actually kind of an issue destroying everything that can explode in that level because there are just so many explosive boxes and things. I actually was pushing the limit of my ammunition just to destroy all the stuff. I only had like a few rockets left over by the time I was done blowing up everything. And man, there was one run where I would have succeeded at the thing, but I ended up blowing myself up by accident. I was aiming a rocket to fire down a hallway, but it fired out of the right rocket launcher instead of the left one, which resulted in hitting the wall immediately to the side of the thing and blowing me to smithereens. It was no good. It was no good. But I got through it. My main concern the second time was not blowing up Natalia, because you gotta have her following you. You can scare her off by, like, firing a warning shot nearby her and she'll run and hide someplace, but that doesn't mean she's safe from the explosions or won't hide around things you need to explode, or would have needed to explode. Natalia's always a liability. It's gonna be even worse whenever I have to do the jungle level with her, because she gets her own rocket launcher. Which means she's probably just going to fire it directly into a tree and kill herself. The jungle's going to be an absolute nightmare. But I'm not on the jungle yet, I'm on the train, which is going to be a nightmare in its own way. Yeah. Definitely a challenging way of playing GoldenEye. I'll figure it out. The one redeeming quality of rocket launchers is that it takes them a long time to fire. Like, yeah, the enemies are on point, and they're pretty accurate with their shots and all that, but you can physically dodge the rockets, and it takes them a little bit to reach you. So as long as there's not, like, a surface immediately behind you that the rocket will collide with, you can usually get away with it. And that's basically the only reason any of those levels are going to be possible. Oh, I didn't mean to go there. Stupid lag. This is probably my favorite boss theme from Raiders of Ruin. Nice intensity. Let's see. In addition to buying Pokemon cards, I've also been playing the card game with my sister and her husband. That's been fun. I only won my first game on our previous session because their decks were a lot more prepared than mine, but I finally managed to cobble something together that was functional enough to work. But I'm also a little apprehensive because, like, part of the reason I succeeded is because my deck had a type advantage over my sister's, and doing double damage was enough to whack some of her tougher monsters when they probably would have survived, or almost certainly would have. She's got, like, these... I don't remember what the name of the card is, but you attach it to your Pokemon and it gives it 50 more health. And she attaches them to Pokemon that already have, like, 120 health, so... God, she was using this Hisuian Zoroark, I believe it was, that it has a move that requires no energy at all, and when you use it, it instantly knocks out the opponent's Pokemon at the end of their next turn. So basically, whatever Pokemon you've got in the active spot is guaranteed to die at the end of your turn. You just get one more turn to do something about it, basically. So you could switch it out to something less powerful. Like, if you've got an X in there and then we're going to draw 2 cards or something, you could switch in something that's they won't draw as many prizes for, but whatever's going there is going to die. And that Zoroark has 120 HP, and she gives it that boost and puts it to 170. And, like, the only reason I was getting past it is because I had Houndooms, and they could bite it for double damage and instantly kill it. Ugh. But yeah, they're ridiculous. On top of playing the card game, I've also been getting back into playing Pokemon battling online, and I've got a team all ready to go for when I next play. Gonna be porting them all into Sword, because that's the only version that supports all 6 of them as it currently stands. Alright, let's get another Unicorn. 57th Unicorn. 57. Yeah, I talked a little bit last week about how I had Lance's Dragonite, and I had to take Barrier off it because it can't use it anymore. A darn shame, for sure. But yeah, he's got his Toxic. I've fixed up all their stats. They are ready to go. I'm gonna go online and get dunked on by people who are way more prepared than me. Because, you see, my teams are semi-randomly generated. I've probably discussed this at some point in the past, but the idea is I like the variety that Pokemon has to offer. So I structured my team such that it incorporates 6 Pokemon based on certain criteria. They're grouped into 6 groups based on similarities between their weaknesses and resistances. Basically, whatever Pokemon have the most in common between their weaknesses and resistances, they get grouped together. And each of those 6 groups is 1 slot on the team, and the hope is that any combination of those Pokemon is at least going to give you a mix of elemental weaknesses and resistances such that you're not going to have, like, an entire team that's weak to, like, ground or fighting or something. And even if there is, like, a large presence of things that are weak to one thing, there will be at least something else on the team that's resistant to it, etc. and so forth. But that also means that any synergy within the team itself is purely by chance. I just like to... I design my Pokemon in a vacuum and make them as standalone as best I can. And then we just see how they work together, if and how they can. It's fun, it's just not a good strategy for winning. I actually did something similar with the card game, too. I've got, like, my official deck that's made out of, like, currently competitive cards that are legal in the formats and all that. But I've also got, like, this spreadsheet that puts them all in a statistics blender, basically, and gives me a random collection of cards. It's not totally random, similar to how I did my official Pokemon teams. Like with the 6-slot thing I just described, I designed it such that this spreadsheet will give me a functional deck where you get like a big group of one evolutionary family of Pokemon, a smaller group of a second evolutionary family, and then you get to pick a third thing to round them out. And it gives you a bunch of trainer cards of a wide variety. Like, there are 7 types of trainer card as far as I'm concerned, and it gives you 4 of each of those. And you get like 12 basic energy. If you've got 2 elements in your deck, it's like 6 and 6. God help you if you have 3 elements in your deck and you have to go like 4, 4, and 4. I don't think that's an approach I would use, but it is an option, I guess. And you get 4 special energies as well. And all that adds up to like 16. Because yeah, you get 16 Pokemon. At least 8 of them are usually going to be basics. You get 28 trainers, 4 special energies, and 12 basic energies. Yeah, that's the math. Ooh, another Unicorn already. I forgot to open the enchanted bag, didn't I? If I opened it, we got those seashells real fast. We are racking up these unicorns so fast. 59th already. Good stuff. But yeah, I gen a random deck to be using. I'm going to be visiting them again this coming Monday, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Yeah, I forgot to open that previous enchant bag. Double save. Make sure. Anyway, yeah, now that I have more modern cards, it's a little less of an issue making these randomized decks because... Oh wow, would you look at that. We get the seashells just right away. Super good. More, though. More. As I'm saying. The modern cards are a lot more powerful, but my sister helped me flesh out my Scarlet and Violet set collection, which gave me a lot more powerful cards to offset things with. And so I'm working backwards in my card collecting now, so more powerful options will be added first, and like the main issue with the older cards is that like the final evolutions have gotten too weak. Like goodness, in my Gen deck right now I have a Raichu X from Sandstorm in Gen 3, and a modern Raichu from Evolving Skies, and the cards work almost exactly the same. Like, they have an attack, the Raichu X has an attack that does 120, which requires that you discard all its energy, and it needs 3 energy to use. And the Evolving Skies Raichu has the same attack that you discard 3 energy cards to use, but the Evolving Skies Raichu does 180, where the Raichu X does 120. And the Evolving Skies Raichu, I believe it has 130 health, where the Raichu X only has 100. So it really just seeing the two of them together really drove home the point to me that, like, the modern evolution cards are the X's of the past, and the evolution cards of the past are just mediocre at this point. But, as with my Pokemon Online playing with my battle group that's consisting of 6 random pokes, it's kind of fun to just see what you get and see what you can leverage, and that's where the novelty comes from. Infinite novelty. It's probably not going to work out for me, but I'm hoping it will work out better, as long as I include, like, some things that can compete in damage levels. As long as you've got some cards that can do, or really dish it, it seems like you might be okay. Wow, no, you're gonna call it. Of course, it also helps if you have a Pokemon that can take it, but no matter how high your health is, unless you're using, like, X Pokemon yourself, or Pokemon Vs or whatever, there's something that can clean your clock instantly. And even then, things have just gotten that crazy as far as power creep goes. Like, I want to say the highest HP I saw was 330 on any given card. And there are still Pokemon that can take those out in one go, if the circumstances are right. It's just crazy. Let's read more bestiary. That was our 60th unicorn. Getting real far in this thing. Yeah, we already read Terra last time by mistake. Hodor. The sentient creation of Kristalla's power, it is also a childhood friend of Serene. His name is Regice. Budra, the god of clarity worshipped in Ishan. One must overcome its trials to become pharaoh. Air drone. These airborne units are used as a security measure within Oracle Laboratory. The chain gun, modified from security cameras, weaponry has been added to talk about security. Crane. It may be an ordinary crane, but don't get grabbed. Beware the claw. Cyborg. This is the result of a genetic experimentation conducted by the Ercalians. Malscare. These mainframes are corrupted by negative energy. At least it's not the hard drive. So it's supposed to be a joke. Robuster. Equipped with 2 swords and a turbo engine, Robuster defines hell on wheels. Scout Thought. These machines are primarily used for surveying purposes. They do not fight much. And yet they have so much health and a lot of attack. Well, you know, they've got to be relevant for the area they appear in, even if they are non-combat units. Let's open the bag. Did I already open it? I did not. It's there. What else can I blather on about today? What have I got going on? I'm thinking over all the stuff I do over the course of any given week. What else is going on? Bag is empty. I refuse. No. Oh, I did pick up playing Phantasy Star Online again recently. I had taken a little break from it because I decided I wanted to play it about half as much as I'd been. But my efforts have resumed. I'm currently trying to find my sister a replacement for a weapon of hers that we lost in a crash of sorts. See, whenever you're playing Phantasy Star Online, and you're actually online itself, there's an issue with your inventory that may occur if you don't quit the program properly. Basically, anything you don't have immediately equipped gets deleted out of your inventory. And that can be super annoying, because if you die in Phantasy Star Online, when you're sent back to the ship, your weapon is unequipped from you. Which means that if you've loaded up the game with your weapon unequipped, you're at risk of losing your weapon. And, like, the weapons are the best part of Phantasy Star Online, and to begin with. And my sister, back in the day, she was helping me do some farming online for some rare enemies that only are available there. And she had this, like, it was called a Blizzard Caliber. It was... A caliber's like this big hulking sword, the kind of sword that people would use to, like, take out the horse and rider in one swing. But it's also, like, glowy yellow because it's a futuristic sword. And it being Blizzard means it also had, like, ice power embedded. She was using that to help me with the thing, but she had a situation where it got deleted out of her inventory because of online shenanigans. So I've been trying to replace it for her ever since, and it just hasn't happened. Mostly because I haven't been playing characters that would be prone to finding such a thing in the first place. But that is not the case right now. I'm playing a character who primarily finds swords, because that's like his section ID. Every time you start a new character, they're granted a section ID, and it determines what item drops you're more likely to get. And this guy, he gets swords. So I've been delving into, like, the end game areas, trying to find this sword for her. And I might have found one this past time I attempted, but I ran out of time to check them. Because when you get special things like the calibers and stuff, you don't know what they are at first. It's just like question marks caliber, and then you have to take it to the ship and show it to a guy, and he'll tell you what it is. And you can, like, haggle with them a little to get better results. Don't ask me how that works exactly. Basically, they appraise the item, and you can have them reappraise it to try and get a better result if you know what to look for. Like, for example, there's Blizzard calibers, but there's also Ice calibers and Frost calibers, and all of those are, like, degrees of power for an ice weapon. So if you had a caliber, and it said it was an Ice caliber, and they were most frequently returning it to you as an Ice caliber, chances are that is what the thing was supposed to be, but can vary up or down by one power level. So if you have an Ice caliber, it could be appraised as a Frost caliber, which is a step down, or as a Blizzard caliber, which is a step up. So if you've got the money, which money is really easy to come by in Phantasy Star Online, you can just argue with these guys all day until you get the result you want, provided it's within the realm of possibility. Like, it can't go up or down 2 stages. Like, I want to say cold is the bottom of the ice tier, so if you had a Frost caliber, it could go up to ice, or down to cold, but it could not go up 2 to Blizzard. So you gotta know when to pick your battles and just call it. But anyway, I've been looking for one of those for her for a very long time, and I'm hoping to resolve that sometime soon. Or maybe even get her a better one. Because ice really isn't actually that good in PSO. There are definitely better powers you can put on your weapon. Swords are nice because they hit entire groups of monsters when you swing them. That's pretty good. So whenever you try to use the ice power, there's like a chance that you'll freeze every target in front of you. But not a very great chance. A lot of enemies are resistant to status problems to the point where those things are useless. So I think I might recommend to her that she goes with Hell instead, because the cool thing about Hell weapons is that they kill things instantly. So it's like, if you're going to take a chance on inflicting a status on your opponent, would you rather they be frozen or die instantly? You know? And some monsters are actually susceptible to that, so it can be a very useful power to have. I forgot to open an enchanted bag at some point. I'm gonna make sure I've saved. Again. I can't remember what battle theme this was. Oh, it was from Comics last page. Because I saw that was Shin Megami Tensei, but I was like, that wasn't an SMT as Saviors. But yeah, working on that. I don't know if I got it. Definitely found some mystery calibers down there, just I didn't have time to have them appraised. Too busy with our stuff. It doesn't help that, like, the endgame areas of Phantasy Star Online are very long. I can't get through the whole thing in 2 hours, which is the only amount of time I have set aside for that. But as you get more powerful and you take down monsters more quickly, it becomes more doable to fit into that time frame. It's just not feasible as I currently am, even with as many powerful options as I have. I was using my own sword to do hunting. It's called a red sword, which doesn't sound very remarkable, but it's actually part of, like, a series of weapons that are called the red weapons. And they each have, like, a little bit of an insignia on them and stuff. They're pretty rare items, actually. The red sword's pretty nice because, similar to the Blizzard caliber, it has paralysis. Paralysis is more powerful than freeze. So whenever it shuts down a monster, it shuts them down for longer. You have more frames with which to do as you please while they're just standing there, because paralysis locks them in place. Oh, that was the other reason my sister is better off not actually using a boosted caliber, because she always runs androids, and androids, they can't use magic in Phantasy Star Online, but they can use traps. And they only get a handful of trap types. They've got damage, freeze, and what was the third type? I can't remember. Whatever, this is probably not worth using if I can't even recall what it is. But since she has freeze traps, if she wanted to actually freeze monsters, she could just drop one of those, it would go off, and there's not even, like, a chance of failure. If a monster is within the range of the freeze trap and can be frozen, it's frozen, just like that. They're super useful. So yeah, if she was going to use a skill on her weapon, it might as well not be freeze, because she's already got that as an option in a much more reliable way. I'll see what I can do for her. There's some switch shells. We still gotta open the other bag too, because I was sleeping on the job. I wonder if we'll be able to get back to Chronicles, the last page, sometime soon. Now that RMN is back, it's theoretically possible, because, like, the person who had made that game was banned at the time I needed to ask them about it. But their ban has been lifted by now, so theoretically they could get in touch with me there. I just don't know if they are back or what. I haven't seen anything in my mailbox from them. They might not even know RMN is back. I was down for it. A good month and a half there. Or was it 2? I just don't know if we'll ever see the end of that series. I might have to give up and draw a thumbnail for it soon. I haven't lost hope yet, though. If a long time passes and it becomes abundantly clear they're not going to get in touch with me, then I'll do something about it, I guess. Maybe I'll leave a comment on the game profile. Even if, like, they don't check their PMs or something, they might check that. To see what somebody said about the game. What's up? It's a pretty interesting game, too. I was really digging the battle mechanics. neglecting to drink wine. Man, I have to drink double glass of water today because what I was going to drink earlier, I ended up pouring out. So I had this gallon of milk, and I don't know what was wrong with it, but it just tasted off. I had a big tall glass of it left over too, and I was like, I can't drink this. It's bleh. I've also been noticing like weird globby bits in my milk lately. I don't know what's going on at the Giant Eagle Milk Factory, but things are weird. I'm thinking about switching brands. Because, like, I was using Giant Eagle's generic brand milk to save money because it's the least expensive milk they sell. But if they're gonna have, like, weird problems with the milk, I'm disinclined to continue buying it. That's how it works. You vote with your dollars. I'm hoping it's only like a one-time thing, but there has been like a noteworthy decline in their production quality as of late. I can't help but wonder if that's an economic issue. Because like I've been drinking their milk for years and it was just fine. There was nothing wrong with it up until just now, when the economy is collapsing in slow motion due to bad government policy. And I can't help but wonder if maybe they're just like cutting corners or doing something a little differently to save on factory overhead, resulting in like undrinkable milk. Might be a good time to jump ship. Can't do without the milk. I gotta put it on my morning cereal. Morning cereal is intolerable without milk. Heck, they'll call you a psycho for pouring the milk first and putting the cereal on top of it. What would they call you for eating the cereal without the milk? Insanity is what it is. It's not like the milk was bad or anything either. It was due to expire on the 24th, 2 days from now. So it's not like I had that as an excuse. It wasn't rancid or anything. Jeez, did Ren just take out half of Sweet's milk? He's confused by something. What else is like going on right now? Let's see. I feel like I've about talked about all of it. Just about. I'm looking forward to my schedule returning to normal. I've been pushing myself just a little too hard as of late. For too long. Too long in a row. Being able to just take it easy is really nice. Just gotta keep up with what I gotta do. There have always been breaks in my schedule, just I've needed to put that time into other things, and that kinda, well, just starts compounding things together. You don't have time for little breaks in your activities because you gotta do like one activity into the next. You can't just kick back and relax. But now I'm good, and I can afford to sit back every once in a while. I didn't open the bag. I saved, but I didn't open the bag. Open the bag, you silly fool. Unicorn horn. No. Man, we are like burning through these unicorns. I think we probably are going to like finish this in the next 2 streams. We can almost, like, we're not even done with this one. We've got 40 minutes left to continue hunting these things. So I imagine we're probably going to get close this time, but not quite there. And next time we'll have finished off the unicorns and we can move on to the finale. We'll be done with Lakria and we can move on to Lisa. Again. So many Lisa runs. I'm trying to like pace them out with other series, but still hit them frequently enough that we're not taking forever getting through them. There's just so many characters in that game. 30 characters, do 10 runs of the game to see them all. Plus, I want to do an 11th run where Brad doesn't have anyone to work with, it's just him. That's gonna be wild. Bosses are gonna be a nightmare if they do fatal damage. Just gonna have to like pray. Pray he doesn't get hit with the fatal moves. Maybe do some grinding on easy monsters. Get a little tougher than usual. After he's nothing. Oh god. I'm not sure he'll even be able to beat Marty. Nightmare Marty. Like, he does have everything he needs to succeed on his own. He has attacks that hit the entire screen and knock things over. Just... he's gonna get stonewalled by the spiders. As soon as freaking... what's-his-face? Tricky Rick becomes a factor in those fights. There's just no way he's gonna get through him in time. Unless he can pound Rick into submission before the spiders do enough damage to be an issue. Which he might be able to. Depends on how hard he can hit the guy. But Rick isn't exactly soft. And he only gets harder as the game goes on. Like, you get Nightmare Marty below like 20% health and he starts using paralyzing statuses and stuff. And as far as I know, you cannot just solo Nightmare Marty with Brad by himself. He eventually does just grab and eat bread too, I think? I don't really know. Maybe the internet can answer that question by now. It was not well documented at the time when I was looking before. It might be better researched. Or maybe nobody cared and just didn't bother. Kinda hard to tell. I'm not that involved in the Lisa community, so I don't know what they've discovered or not. Anyway, that's a concern for another day. This next Lisa run will actually be very easy. Since we're not going to be avoiding fights, we're going to be actually getting into as many fights as we possibly can. Or nearly as many. I can't remember if there are any scenarios where it's beneficial not... Oh wait, no, there is one. The Rhodes Scholars. We're not going to be able to defeat them in this murder run, because since the goal is to get as many of the NPCs killed as possible, we're actually going to have to, like, fight the Rhodes Scholars, defeat everyone but one of them, which basically means Crack Ripper is going to be alone in the end. let him defeat us so that he goes on to Factory Town to kill everyone there. Because that results in more death. If we had defeated the Road Scholars, they wouldn't kill everyone in town. So we can't defeat the Road Scholars to maximize the death toll. These are the kind of messed up things we get to do with Lisa. And as an added bonus, he'll kill Mad Dog, so we don't have to worry about getting him killed for party purposes. I don't think there are any other recruits in that town. Oh, I gotta open the bag. When the bag used to leave. Get more seashells. There's the shells. I have my finger on the reset button. Glad I didn't press it. This is one of the longer battle themes from Aiden. Very long theme. I'm looking at its triple loop length here, and it says 596 seconds. That's a lot of seconds. Farming these unicorns has been no problem at all. We're down to 10 left already. Just 10 more. And we started at, what, 47? So we definitely already found 10 today. We've almost found 20. Let's read the bestiary before I forget. Alright, Tech Claw. Tech Claws are security bots that patrol the laboratory. They can jump high distances. Why? No one knows. War Tank. War tanks offer the highest firepower found in the laboratory. Aim and bombs away. Why do they need these things though? Android. These half-human and machine constructs are a marvel of Arcalian technology. Sure. Acera. A powerful machination designed around at the same time of Adis' construction. Yeah, I guess they are pretty similar in style, too. The Oracle. Once the smartest mind in Oracle, now a messenger of fate. The Oracle is all-knowing. Didn't stop us from crushing them, though. And fate. One of the holy trinity of the universe, fate's will is an absolute law all must follow. Except us. We made our own way. Behemoth. A hulking, voracious demon that has escaped from Neville. Its croaks are unbearable. Not the only thing unbearable about it. Lick Lord. A vile demon of sorcery that is able to freely manipulate the dead. Goliath. A demon of chaos that has escaped from Nibble. Is known to not show mercy. And the Deathbone. Decayed remains of a creature animated by negative energy. Thrives on the living. Nice. There's only like one set of things left. I don't think we skipped any, did we? Took out the money chain bag. Bag. I was never that fond of this particular rival theme. I used to like it more, and then it grew less in my favor somehow. I think I liked the characters from X and Y more than their battle theme itself. Like that scene on the bridge, whenever you fight them all for the last time. Well, except your official rival, I guess. That scene hit my feels just a little bit. Which is more than Pokemon usually does, so, you know, I gotta give it credit where it's due. Something about just going on a journey like that with that many friends along the way, it was just nice. Like, you encountered them all frequently enough that you got to know them a little bit. Made you feel like you were all in it together, even though you were largely working independently. You know, I've made fun of this game for saying there's like whopping amounts of gold in these bags, but I guess 500 is kind of a lot to get at once. It usually does deal in much lower gold values. Oh hey, I added this song just today. Frontier Brain. Those guys who cheat, where if you don't select the move they think you should, they will just screw you over openly. And we found another unicorn immediately. My god. We didn't even make it to the other grove. I should open the bag. Just gotta keep going and saving and then not opening the bag. Oh my. Getting these shells has certainly been a grind-a-thon, but it hasn't been unbearable. Not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. I guess if I thought it was out of line, I would have, like, cheated. Just given myself all the shells I needed. It's nice that we were able to do it legit, though. The stupid guy really had me scared, saying, "Oh, there's not enough seashells or berries to get all the skills." It's like, no, there are. You're just not clever. I really think they just expected that the berry ink you get from the berries here was a one-off and not something you could farm. As awful as, like, the battle towers are in the Pokemon games, at least their battle teams are usually pretty fun. You can rock out while you're getting your butt kicked by a ruthless CPU, hell-bent on your destruction. Oh, and in case you're wondering, I'm not just saying they cheat as hyperbole. No, it's like actually confirmed that the Battle Tower NPCs cheat. Like, someone was using an Emerald emulator, I think it was, and maybe this has changed over time. It's hard to say, but basically, at least how it was set up in their Emerald game, there was a desired action that the game wanted you to choose. Like, it had in mind something that it thought was tactically best for you to choose, and if you did not choose that, it would punish you by doing something that would, like, just ruin you. Like, the guy had a Tyranitar, and it was up against an Articuno that knew Sheer Cold. And what the game wanted them to do was not to attack this thing for whatever reason. Every time he chose, like, a rock move or something that would knock out the Articuno, it would just Sheer Cold him and he would die instantly. And what the game had decided he should do was switch to another Pokemon. And he was able to suss this out because he was using, like, save states and such to determine what the game would do each time he selected a thing. And, like, that was how he figured out they were cheating, because it would use something, and the game would consistently do something that screwed you over in one way or another if you chose the, air quotes, wrong things. So yeah, I don't know how many of the battle establishments of Pokemon are set up in such a fashion, but if they have their idea of how you're supposed to play the game, and it's more a question of can you determine what it deems optimal versus making an effective strategy on your own, I'm willing to say they just straight up cheat. And there have been other times I've noticed the game doing highly questionable things that seem like cheating. Like one time I was fighting the Elite Four in Gen 4, and I had like, there was this, it was like the very first Elite Four person who, I want to say they were a bug trainer, I can't remember, they had a Heracross, and I was switching to something to avoid a predicted move. Like they had an attack that was super effective against my Pokemon, I was switching to something that would have been resistant to it. But when I switched, they read the switch and used a move that was super effective against the thing I was switching in that would have been not very effective against the Pokemon that was switching out. So there's no reason the game would have chosen that unless it was taking the knowledge that I was switching this Pokemon and just using it against me. I was like, yeah, that's blatantly cheating. But then again, Pokemon is such an easy game. I guess that's like one of the only things that could make it difficult, theoretically. Like one of the only in-game things that would make it difficult. But still, I would rather the games just like operate on better terms than that. Like the CPU shouldn't know things about your party without them being revealed to it first. I'll tell you what, whether the battle towers are still cheating or not, I can definitely tell they try to defeat you. Like, if you've got a specific strategy, you will start seeing more and more Pokemon that directly counter that strategy. Until you hit a point where it just starts throwing mud at the wall to see what sticks, basically. Like, you've got to get through a handful of fights that are definitely stacked against you before the game is like, okay, I guess maybe you are prepared for what we would have thrown at you normally in this circumstance. And I really hate that about those towers, because it makes them, like, outrageously hard. Like, goodness, there was this one berry you could get in Gen 6 if you completed 100 Battle Maison fights in a row, and that is just a ridiculously tall order for a system that cheats and tries to defeat you purposefully. Like one time I made it to fight 97, and I was using this defensive strategy with my Meow Stick, where like it would power up with Barrier and Calm Mind, which set up its defenses really high, and also powered up its stored power, because it would like those would feed into it and just grant it a lot of damage. Its defense is its offense in that sense. But we got to fight 97 with this mess, and there was this Gardevoir that came out, and it hit it with Shadow Ball, and the Shadow Ball was a crit. So it died instantly. And that was the only way the Gardevoir would ever have beaten the Meowstic, is if it got a crit. Because its super effective damage was just nullified by the Calm Mind stacking. And I was like, you cheated, didn't you, game? You cheated. You were like, well, the only way I can win is to crit, so I guess I'll crit then. I don't know if that's what happened, but man, it sure felt like it. And I wouldn't put it past it, not at all. Not with how that thing was behaving. This is why I don't generally engage with the battle towers unless I absolutely have to. Like, if you need to scrape together some battle points, go ahead. Thankfully, in Gen 7, I have not needed to do that under any circumstances because my Pokemon bank is constantly accruing battle points. I can just get them from there, and I have, like, about, I want to say, like, 2,500 of them unspent. Maybe up to 3,000 by now. Oh no, don't escape from the unicorn. Alright, yet another unicorn. God, are we gonna get all of them this time? Certainly not. No way. Yeah, we've got another 20 minutes to find 7 of them, but... that's so many unicorns. We've had a lot of really lucky times, though. Like, we'd go out and we'd just find a unicorn instantly, or we'd open a bag and it'd be shells instantly. Very lucky. This is a great remix. Game Idol does good stuff. I also like that they included 2 different Koopaling themes in the battle theme itself. Oh, and the loop I added to this song is manual. It doesn't loop naturally. I don't remember where it loops, but it is a pretty long song. Of course, just because it didn't have a natural loop doesn't mean I didn't make it loop really well when I did change it. I think, I dare say, you would be hard-pressed to identify where it loops unless you were familiar with it yourself. Like, basically, if you listened to the song launch and you knew when it would end, and you realized, oh, it didn't end, it took a turn that was unfamiliar. Because it was turning back in time. Well, this enchanted bag's giving us the business. We're just not getting it. After I complimented the game on our good luck. There we go. I wonder if I should go cash these in for ferryings. We're down to like the last 15 minutes here. Yeah, but that doesn't take that long. Let's hunt until there's at least 10 minutes left. and then we'll worry about the inks and the skills. I miss when the Koopalings were called the Koopa Kids. Koopaling is kind of a dumb name, even if it makes more sense for them to be Koopalings. Since they're not, like, literally Bowser's kids. I don't know what the lore is anymore. I think Bowser Jr. is Bowser's only official son, as far as it goes. I haven't been paying super attention, but I don't feel as if any of these guys have leveled up yet. Not that we've been getting a lot of experience here, since we're fighting so few of these fights. It does feel like it's been a bit. Ren just hit 99. Okay, now they leveled up a little bit. We got 79s and 78s. Ren is now max level, my god. Keep up, friends. Good old Gangplank Galleon. Think of like the main body of this intro bit more than the main body of the song. Not that the rest is bad or anything, it's just definitely enjoy the little piratey bit to start. Find one more unicorn, please. I'd like to get one more before we go take care of our skills. We're at the 10-minute mark. can't really help it if RNG is not on your side. It's not like we didn't have enough luck earlier. Gotta go. Finish off this plant. Go take care of business with the fairies. Let me just see where are we on this. We're on 68. That's okay, I wouldn't want to finish on funny number unicorns anyway. That would just upset me. Other people would think it's haha funny. I would think it's dumb. Come on now. The game was running so smoothly earlier, now it's like lag time. Lag time. Ah, boy. Such extreme lag. Go. Made it into the shop. I guess I can like put on some more fitting music for what we're doing now. Here, hold on. I just wanna like, how do I get out of this? How do I go back? Space. Look, I forgot my controls for this thing. No, that one's the music picker. Did we hit this one to the? Yeah. Here, hold on. We'll put on town themes. Or maybe should we go with field themes? Fairyland's more of a natural place. Let's go with field themes. Sure. You know, ordinarily there would be like a backslash between gold and silver in that title, but you can't use backslashes in file names, and this mode of the thing pulls the songs by file name. I don't know how to make it look for the song's title. What? Oh, it wasn't supposed to go back to that. Hold on. I need to turn off auto mode. Auto battle mode. No, not that one. There we go. Okay, we're fine. Oh, the program bugged out. 1 second. Yep. Oh boy. Troubadour. Why? No. Oh, we somehow bugged ourselves into an infinite loop. I guess I'll just close it for now. Here, hold on. Open my volume mixer. We'll put Lakria back on. Fat. Go, video game. Go. I don't know how many more I can get, actually. Oh, that was it. That was it. Alright. Well, let's use them. I have no idea how many I got. Or how many skills I have left to fill in. Well, I mean, I know how many skills. There's 11, but I think that means we're on Lena's skills they're filling out. View upgrades. Or is it Peace who still needs some? Peace still needs some. We got 8 inks. Okay, magma fissure. Takes care of him. I'm really sure we already finished Leon. We've got enough to finish her off too. Alright, we'll give Knight one more. And then we'll see how many we need for next time. Just 3 more skills. Check out. Let's see, we added 8 more. 55 plus 8. That's 63. 63. Yep, 3 skills left. Oh boy. Yeah, so next time we are absolutely going to be finishing Lakria. Let's get out of here. Back to the save crystal. That means we need 75 shells to get the last 3 inks. But we only need 7 more unicorns. So we must have like 12 shells as it currently stands. I will double check in RPG Maker after this to make sure that's the case. There should be 12 shells in my variable inventory. Time has come. I'm supposed to stop the stream. It's okay, we'll take a couple seconds getting over here. The only thing between us and there is lag. There you. There we go. That is going to do it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time with the end of Lakria Legends. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.